Thank you, Speaker. I would like to raise the concerns of the Ryde community about a recent decision by the Sydney North Planning Panel to greenlight a rezoning application for the iconic TG Millner sporting fields at Marsfield, the traditional home of the Eastwood Rugby Club. It's puzzling that this government has recommended that the application proceed to gateway determination. That's despite the application being twice rejected in the past because it lacked, quote, strategic merit. That's despite saving TG Millner being one of the few explicit election commitments that this government made to the Ryde community before the 2023 state election. Ryde Mayor Trenton Brown has rightly asked in recent media commentary on 2GB what has changed. It appears that nobody in government can tell us. What hasn't changed, however, is the massive loss of sporting fields and open public space the community will suffer if the government allows TG Millner to be developed. Already, the City of Ryde is suffering a lack of open space, with a current deficit of 15 sporting fields. That deficit is projected to get worse if we lose TG Millner, resulting in a predicted shortage of 21 sport fields by 2040. We have 22,000 apartments approved and in the pipeline as part of the Macquarie Park Innovation District. 15,000 more may be added to that as a result of the government's TOD rezoning. We need sporting infrastructure and green spaces to keep up with that growth. As a community, we have embraced growth and housing in our local area, but the only way to build more homes is to build them in the right places and take the community with you. TG Millner is neither the right place, nor does it engender the confidence of the community who was specifically promised the site was off limits when those opposite were asking for their vote. It's even contrary to the Minns government's policies of development in well-connected urban areas. TG Millner is not near a metro or a train line or within walking distance of a major shopping centre. The community is rightly angry and worried. An overwhelming 96% of respondents to a council survey agreed that TG Millner should be retained as open space. Card-carrying members of the Labor Party joined our campaign, signed petitions and attended rallies. It was a bipartisan effort, but not anymore. From a pure planning perspective, TG Millner also fails the sustainability or the suitability test. I understand it is a site with existing flood risks, and therefore I asked the department to explain whether it has plans for medium and high density developments in other flood risk areas previously thought of as off limits. Will the department rule that out? There are also concerns about the proponent, their intentions, and a lack of transparency surrounding this entire ordeal. Is the government aware of, or has it investigated allegations regarding the club's deals, debts, and caveats with two developers on the site? And why has the Department of Planning amended the minutes of the Planning Panel's recent record of decision for the TG Millner rezoning review? For context, the Minister was previously quoted saying in the minutes of the panel's determination that, quote, TG Millner is not required to meet Ryde's open space needs. But then, after the meeting, the Department of Planning amended the minutes, stating that that's, quote, not entirely accurate. So I asked the Minister, did you or did you not say those things? And if you didn't, why is there a record from your own department stating that you did? And if not you, who said these things and what was their motive? Perhaps you were misinformed by your department. I have also been made aware that a former official within the Department of Planning now occupies a senior role in one of the joint proponents of this rezoning. The lack of disclosure over this matter has caused angst with many in the community who feel this whole matter has been dealt with dubiously. It is particularly galling considering elected councillors have been removed from previous panels on this matter to avoid perceived conflicts. There may not be anything to this matter, but the lack of transparency has fueled a lot of angst among an already anxious community. So what is the real story with this approval? Our community has the right to know. I think the people of New South Wales have the right to know. And where else are decisions like this being made? For the sake of the City of Ryde community, the Minister must urgently intervene in this matter to prevent the rezoning and keep his government's election promise. And in the absence of any of my questions, he should launch an inquiry into why the decision has now changed and who is really calling the shots. The government must stick to its pre-election promise of retaining TG Millner as active open space. This has been over a decade's worth of bipartisan campaigning. It would be a travesty if this the specious rezoning application is allowed to continue and this valuable active open space is lost forever.